The roller sucks. It's the worst weapon in Splatoon. Or is it? Hey everyone, it's me, the blue mare with the pink hair, or should I say squid with the pink hair? Yeah, since I play a lot of Splatoon, I decided I was going to split my channel up into two. The Brony side and the Splatoon side. Just because I really want to expand my community. But without wasting any more time, I'll be talking about my experience, the cons and the pros, starting a new series talking about weapons in Splatoon. And today, specifically, I will be talking about the roller weapon. So, let's get to it. So, while working on this video, I dedicated myself to play a total of 10 games with the roller. Then played with my main weapon in the video just to make a comparison. And while I did this, I did 3 streams of me playing. The first is very low quality, so some of the shots aren't going to look the best, so I apologize for that. The first 4 games were super rough, and it was hard for me to get kills and really to understand how I'm supposed to move around with this big clunky hammer basically. And the whole way you have to aim the weapon kind of confused me a lot, since I don't have to usually deal with that when I play the Tri-Slosher. However, I did notice that it was very satisfying when I did get a kill. I felt rewarded when I got kills. But the biggest challenge for me personally was switching from rolling around to throwing ink. And it was starting to get pretty boring to play with. I didn't have the same enjoyment that I do with the Tri-Slosher or the Splatana Wiper. And I was constantly getting destroyed. And the only reason I did win a game was because of my team. Or it was because I threatened their life with a shotgun. That possibly could be a reason. And with 4 games out of my way, my first impressions were not the greatest. I felt like I should know what to do. But I still couldn't get it right. So I turned off my Switch and waited for the next day. The next day was a lot more successful. I wasn't exactly on a winning streak, but I was definitely seeing improvement in my kill and death ratio. I was starting to get the hang of it. The main complaints are still the same, not to mention the special sucks. That stupid ink shield basically does nothing to protect me. And when I was getting teamed, it gave me no advantage at all. And I think that's one of the biggest downfalls of this weapon, is that the special is basically a nothing burger. So I just opted to not even use my special at all. Another thing I noticed about the roller is how bad the spread of ink is. And every time I threw ink, there was a delay in my step, which threw me off a lot, especially in 1v1s. Yes, it still felt good to get kills with, but to use it was a pain. And even more annoying to be killed by. And it could be that I'm bad at aiming, or that I use the Tri-Slosher, which a lot of people say is the easiest weapon in the game, and if you said that, I will find where you live. So day 3 was actually a lot better than I expected. I was winning more, I was starting to use the splat roller like it was supposed to be used for, and I was starting to get the hang of the aiming. But still, the spread is very bad. The length and width of the ink spread is basically nothing. Now, in close range, it's an instant kill, and it can help me in many 1v1s. But if the enemy is 1 pixel off, then it just doesn't do anything, and I get killed almost immediately. Another complaint I have, and I kind of recently figured it out, but it's something that kind of really annoys me, is the amount of ink you have in your tank before it's gone, which makes it really difficult to kind of roll around with. So maybe if they would have increased the ink amount, that would make it much better. But I'll get to that later. Honestly, the only good thing I felt about this weapon after all the games I played was the little roller that you could use to throw down. Depending on how far it goes and where it explodes at, it could mean a make or break when it comes to winning a game. So that definitely gets a plus from me. And I know that some people are going to say that I need to get better at my aim, but I feel like it's more to that. There's more to why I think it's a bad weapon apart from my crappy aim. Its really only usefulness is when you roll around. Throwing ink basically can only be used for attacks, which I felt was very disappointing, since when I play against this weapon, it seems like they're a powerhouse. But, I'm just gonna go ahead and give my thoughts, the pros and the cons, and maybe what I think could be better, so yeah, let's do that. Okay, yeah, so the pros and the cons. Now for the pros, I would say this. Kills felt good, the little ink roller was really useful, it looks cool, and once again, it could be a big help in winning a game. Now, for the cons, I would definitely say spread of ink, way of aiming, the switching between rolling and attacking, the uselessness of the ink shield, and finally, the amount of ink you have before you run out is far too low for a weapon like that. However, with all the cons of the weapon, it still was pretty fun to experiment with and to try new things. For what it's worth, all the bad things about the weapon, it is satisfying to get kills with, and I can feel myself getting better with each game. So, I'm willing to give it another shot. I don't want to throw it on the bus when I don't really think it's a bad weapon, I just have little complaints about it. And some things could be better and some things need to be removed entirely. So, maybe I could do an update video in like a year, something about like Splatoon roller after 1 year vid. That sounds pretty fun to me. If you were to ask me whether you should try this weapon, I would say, yeah, do it. It can be fun, and once you get the hang of it, it's super satisfying to get kills with. But there are better types of rollers, specifically the carbon roller, which has a better spread, the special is far superior, so I'll probably do a video on that roller as well. So I would recommend trying out other rollers before deciding to use the base roller. But if you want to go ahead and just do the base roller, that's all up to you. It's all fun. So yeah, I hope you guys like this, and I want to do more videos like this about Splatoon as well. I also want to try my hand at doing some theory videos too. And I want to hear what you guys think. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, and this has been your host, Blue, and remember, it's not goodbye, it's see you later.
Drake, I got to know. Clean hood tattoo cause I'm rock and roll. Half there, half cold, domino. Gaining money, opera dough. Yo, I'm running through these stairs like rainbow. I got that devilish flow. Rock and roll, no halo, we pony rock. Yeah, that's the cool that I live for. On the rise to the top, no dashing our rainbow. Pony rock is in the house tonight. Every pony just